Students, in this lecture today we are going to study about the importance of communication skills. Already we have taken into consideration and studied it in detail about the origin of word communication, definition of communication, nature of communication. Now next point is importance of communication skills for an engineer. Topic: importance of communication skill. Rationale behind the topic means why should we teach it to engineer, because importance of communication that every engineer should know for career building means an engineer should know that how much importance is there for communication skills in their day-to-day communication and professional communication as far as English communication is concerned. If we know that, they will develop their communication skill and will build their career. Next, as far as teacher is concerned, my concern is to explain the importance of communication to you with the help of real life examples. I will try to explain you what is the importance of communication skill in 21st century. After learning this topic, student must be able to explain what is the importance of communication skill in their career building, means how they will develop their career with the help of improvement in their communication skill through English language. For that I will use PPT. I will deliver some examples from real life and also quiz to solve afterwards. Let us talk about the first point: animal versus human being. Animal and human being, there is a great difference between them, and that difference has been made clear by just one point, that is what? Language. Animals do have language, human being also has a language, but animals language is limited sound language, human language is multiple sound language. Means if you take for example a donkey has a particular sounds, those are limited sounds and there is no variation. The donkey speaking in America, the donkey speaking in India will be the same, there will not be change. But as far as human being is concerned, American people their language is different, Indian people their language is different. Even in India there are so many languages, near about 16 recognized languages from languages have been recognized by our constitution, and that's why there are so many languages. We are social animal, we are not animal, and what made us social we have already discussed, that is what? Communication skill makes us social animal, not just the animal. Let us go to a story of man and donkey. That is what about the advertisement that was coming on the TV before few years. Mentos advertisement. In that advertisement, a chariot was pulled by a human being, and the owner of chariot or the rider of chariot was donkey. While doing that regular work, man, or we can say early human being, finds a chocolate that is called Mentos, and he, as a royal servant to the donkey, he tries to give it to him, that donkey, but donkey rejects it and man eats it. After eating, there is a further development that man discovers the use of fire, starts to live in the cave and goes on developing, and again that man comes back where the chariot was left by him, and at that time donkey was there. Due to the change of that intellectual communication power, now rider is, or chariot owner is human being, and the pulling person or pulling animal is donkey. That change has been explained in the Mentos. So I would like to tell you here why, because what made us from animal to social animal is just the language, or it is just the communication skill that we possess. So very first thing we will be clear, we are not animal, we are social animal, and human being we may call. And this is what the first importance of, or vital, or I may say that primary importance of communication skill for all the people we can see. Now nature made us animal and communication made us human being. We just try to means we have already touched this point. Nature has given us status of animal, means from the point of nature we are equally same as a donkey and whatever the animals or insect or birds are living in the world. We have same existence as far as living beings are concerned. So difference is that communication of animals is very limited word, few sounds are there, And communication of human being is very larger one, because we have developed it in such a way that we are having plenty languages, many languages, different people, different culture, all these affect on the communication. So second importance is that due to the communication we became human being, not we are animals. Let us go to the professional field, educators and communicators. If you want to be educator, what you should do? If you want to be communicator, what you need to do? Educators, see, whenever we go to teach in the classes, so many teachers think that they are educators, they are not communicators. But basic thing is that who is educator and who is communicator? Educator takes some simple and make it complicated. See, if you go in the class, if you think that I am an intelligent teacher, I am an expert teacher, then you are educator. Because your teaching will be like that, you will never come down to the level of student, you will try to maintain your level because you are educator. And if you are communicator, there are so many things to take into consideration. Communicator takes very difficult one and make it simple, because it is speciality of that communicator to communicate with the help of level of learning of the listener. Means in further lectures we will study how the listener is there and what we should to take into consideration while dealing with the listener, and communicator has perfect knowledge of it. See, how many times I see that engineers, they are taking themselves as an educator, as a result they are not good teachers. They need to change their approach from educators to communicators. And my facial or personal statement is that no one can teach anyone unless and until listener is ready. It is said that until and unless the listener is ready, your lecture will be an intellectual rape on that listener. Simple way. So do not try to be the educator, be the communicator. If you are communicator, your task will be make it complicated and simplified or simple one. Otherwise, if you are taking into consideration yourself as educator, you will not consider about the audience, and your result of your lecture will be a dim one, low one. So be the communicator, do not be the educator, because no one can teach anyone. If you take that I am teaching this subject, that's why the result is 100%, not at all. Students are good learners, and they have very good acquiring skill of all those things, that's why they are getting marks. So you are just facilitator, supporter. You are not a teacher. You will not be a teacher with the help of educator approach. You need to have the approach of communicator. So next question, as far as general speaking is concerned, who you want to be, educator or communicator? Of course, I would like to say you that you should be a educator, you should not be educator, you should be a communicator first and then educator next. Let us go to next slide. Communication, good communication is an essential tool. As far as market is concerned, as far as company is concerned, as far as your institution is concerned, company works on product. If product is very good, definitely the company will go in their profit ahead and ahead. So productivity, achieving and maintaining good relationship with the others, means in market, in business, we need to give good product, as well as we need to have good relationship with the people. To create the good product in the company, we need to manage the company work very well with the help of communication. We will see this point, how to manage the work in company with the help of communication. And you have to keep the relationship with consumers and market. If you are able to do so with the help of communication, good communication, then and then only your success or your company success will depend on your good communication. Let us take one simple example. See any advertisement, they are doing advertisement of their product, not for the sake of goodness, but for the sake of knowing others that these products are there with us and these are the qualities of the product. Unless and until you do not make propaganda of your product in the market with the help of ad, your success will not be there in that situation or in that market. You want to be successful, you have to communicate with the consumers, you have to show your policies, you have to show your product to the people. And that's why smooth communication, good communication is required. How to handle the employees or workers and how to improve your productivity, will all that depend on your communication skill. As a result, I may say that those are good communicators, they can manage very well all the type of works in the company. Next, let us first point, because we are taking into consideration what company, institute, or any organization. Because you are an engineer and you are going to work in a company, as a result you should know the mechanism of company and what kind of communication you should possess for the success in working in a company and getting your work done. First point is lifeblood of every organization. Lifeblood, what we may say that it is like a life giving blood to your, here one example is given here. Roads, good roads in the country are the veins of that country, because transport occurs with the help of all these good roads. If anybody wants to go from here to there, for example, if you want to go from Mumbai to Delhi, there are three types of transport for us: road transport, rail transport, and air transport. But if you want to go quickly, you will select the air transport. What I would like to say is that this is what condition of roads and transport will decide the success of country. In the same way, we have our human body. In human body, what we have is the human nervous system. If it works properly, we can live for a lot of days. If it has disturbance in it, we cannot function fully. If there is a problem to nervous system, what happens, you know it very well, because nervous system and the communication both are the same for the body. To body, nervous system, to company or in organization, smooth communication is required. And if you manage the good communication, it will work like a nervous system in your company. If your company nervous system is working fine, company product will be in good position, in good quality, and we can create the product with less efforts without wasting time, money, and energy. That's what I may call it. Communication in every organization like a lifeblood, living blood. Second example, planning becomes easy. Point is, planning becomes easy. How can you plan your work for today, tomorrow? Here I may say that you plan your day or day plans you. That is important. If you are going to plan your day, it means you have very good communication. That's why you are planning and organizing it. And see, if you are not able to control your day, it means that you have no planning. You are getting up, you are going to your work, you have no planning. And see, whenever you want to work in a company, there must be a planning, because planning makes execution of work easier. We should have at least something with us. For that you can plan. Here we can plan our managerial policies, resource planning, policies, program, even product. We can manage in advance. And that's why whenever a civil engineer goes to build a building, he first of all has a planning. And how can he create that planning? He will draw a diagram or sketches of building. But as far as company is concerned, meeting can make us a plan. Again, various presentations will give you guidance how to plan it. So planning becomes easier if there is a good communication between workers in a company, or manager too. There is authority, CEO, managers, HR managers, supervisors, workers. Such a hierarchy is there. And if you want to be in a very good planning, you have to communicate with them, you have to organize meeting, you have to give various presentation of product or planning to the people, so that they may, not people, workers, so that they can plan in minute detail and at basic level, and they can get the success for your company. Next, means of coordination. How can you coordinate with each other? Very simple. If you want to say someone who is working in another department, for example, there are human resource department, managerial department, product department, purchasing department, packing department, working department. So many departments are there in a company. And if you want to manage or coordinate or cooperate with them, what you can do, you can just go and communicate with them. It may be in the form of notice, it may be in the form of letter, it may be in the form of oral communication, any type. But if you want to get coordination and cooperation from others in a company, you have to coordinate with, and what you can do with the help of coordination, you will build success of producing good product as well. Moreover, I may say that without the communication you cannot coordinate. Suppose, simple example I would like to give you. If the packing department finds a default or faulty product, then they have to first of all inform the producting department. Producting department will work on it, and then they will inform if there is a problem in the raw material. They will inform to the purchasing department. And if this communication does not go very smoothly, what will happen? It may take 3 months, 4 months to clear the product, or it may take 1 or 2 days to clear the product. And if your company is having good communication, it will be solved within 2 or 3 days. If your company is having not that much good communication, it may take 1 month also. So what I may say, coordination becomes easier if you have good communication skill in your company or with your workers of company. Now add in decision making. See, especially managerial importance is there. It is very easy to take decision. What is the work of managers, CEO? They take feedback in the form of report, in the form of oral reporting or written reporting, or in the form of notice. They collect the feedback, and they have meetings. With the help of meetings, they will talk about lot of things, what should be done, what should not be done. If the problem is consisting in the product or in the workers, if there is a problem in the workers, they will think, they will organize a meeting, and in the meeting they will discuss what should be done and what should not be done. And if they come to the conclusion that workers are not that much skilled with the new technology, then you will organize one more workshop of 1 day, 2 day, 8 day according to the requirement, and you will have that workshop. After that workshop, problem will be solved. So what I say, that decision making becomes easier. Here you can use report, letters, circulars for the help of taking decisions, and it becomes easier for you because you are collecting information, and information can be and must be shared with the help of communication only. It may be spoken or it may be written. Now next point, provide effective leadership. Means the person who is having good communication will be a leader definitely, because who are the good leaders? They have good communication. You can take example of Narendra Modi. He is a good communicator, also he is a good leader. You can take example of anyone, for example Microsoft owner, or you can have Steve Jobs. Those are the great people because they have very good communication skill. With the help of that communication skill, they have controlled the productivity of their product and also excelled their product quality in very well manner. Various movie scenes, see for example in Bahubali 1, what happens? See, at one point in the war, Kalia was about to win the war. In that between, Bahubali comes back to the at a main place, and he said that what is death, and he explains about the death, what is death and what is not. And afterward there is a sea change in the fighters, or we can say soldiers of him, and they go again and they win the game or that war. What I would like to say, that if you want to be leader, you should have good communication skills. If you don't have good communication skills, you cannot be leader. So many movie war scenes are there. You can take example of Shivaji Maharaj. He said you can take a lot of examples of Shivaji Maharaj. He has good communication skill. As a result, he was very good successful king of Maratha. And even we can salute his work today, because that has been carried out in the form of social or cultural heritage in the blood of every human being, that person or human being living in the Maharashtra. So effective leaders should possess the good communication skill. Boost morale and motivation. A frog story I would like to tell you. There it was the season of summer, and just rainy season was approaching, and there are few frogs. They are bouncing and dancing from one place to another place for the protection, because there was one thunderstorm about to come. As a result, they were taking out, they want to go to such a secure place where they will not have that much disturbance. It is a animated story. And see what happens. In that frog group, there were two frogs. One was blind and one was dumb. Blind and dumb. See what happens, while dancing and bouncing, those both blind and dumb falls in a very deep pond or in a ditch. And see what happens next. All frog comes back and tries to say them that rain is about to come and rain will come and the pond, that ditch or pond will be full, and afterwards you come out of that pond easily. You should not try now because you are so much inside that po- pole. But what happens if then afterwards the person who is not blind, the person, I may say the frog who is dumb, tries to come out the ditch or that pond. He tries once, again and again he tries, but was not able to get success. Further, what happened? All the frogs though were uh, on the upper side or at the circle level, I may say that at the shore of that pond, they were just saying that don't try, don't try, don't try. But that dumb frog was not able to understand it, and as a result, he just goes on trying and trying and trying. But at one moment, that frog becomes successful to come out that pond, and then when that frog comes out, he says to others for thank you for encouraging me. That's why I became successful to come out of that pond. So story indicates that with the even though that frog was not able to understand what they are saying because he has no ability to listen, but he took it as if they are encouraging him. As a result, he took it positively and came out of the that pond. And here moral or motivation can be done with the help of communication. Another example you can take of Narendra Modi. He went to the Leh, and there he tried to boost the morale and try to motivate the soldiers. So we can say that communication can be used to motivate the people or motivate the workers in the company in the way of giving some them salary increment or any other way. Next, base of everything that exists in the universe. Some linguists say that we are living in the language, we exist in the language, and we die in the language. What does it mean? Without language or without communication, you cannot fully function. You are about to die, I may say. And here, point is that if you want to do something, if you want to say something, you have to use the communication or language. If you want to express yourself, you have to use the language. If you want to express your emotions, feelings, you need to use the language or communication. So without communication, we cannot exist. So we may say that we live in a language or communication and we die in a communication. That is what here said about the human existence in the universe with the help of communication is only. Thank you very much.